Welcome to Reread. I have two, or I guess three, stories to talk about today. The first ones are Rookies, the web strip on Star Wars hyperspace. This is Rendezvous, and then the second one, No Turning Back. Immediately when reading these again, I didn't have that much memory of them, and Score is in it. Well, Score's already died in classic Star Wars, so I'm going to back these way up and have them placed before classic Star Wars. And again, by the time this comes out, that should already be rectified on my timeline. But Score is hunting them. He has, like, in the background, Zuckuss and Forloom at one time, Bosk at one time, but it seems like he's the lead bounty hunter in this. And he's not that big into the storyline, but it focuses around these three characters. Smiley, who is a little squib, who has a funny moment, it seems like in each one of these web strips, but not enough for him to become endearing to the reader. Rawl, who is spelled exactly like he is in Empire number 20 when Leia goes to this planet and meets an old flame of hers. It's not the same Rawl, though. It's a different Rawl. So two people in Star Wars have the same name. Ooh, big whoop. That should be actually more common in the storyline because we don't really see. Everyone has a different, unique name. No one shares the same name in the Star Wars Expanded Universe. And then they have a bounty hunter turned, I don't know, I guess rebel, I don't know, Sammy. And he's kind of boring. So the characters you really can't get into. At the end, they're low on power on their ship, so Smiley goes and basically takes the energy from it's not fuel, it's energy from another ship. And this girl, did I write down her name? No, I didn't, but I don't care. She's like, hey, you're stealing power, you little, lugheads. And that's when the stormtroopers attack them, and then she runs on the ship. She goes, take off, go, 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 and they all go, and they don't know where they're going. But the adventure begins, and that's where No Turning Back comes in, and it concludes their story, where they're on the run from the Empire, taking them on. I don't know the overall arc. I kept reading it, and I was just very confused, because it kind of bounced around here and there, but I didn't understand what the overall story arc was. It was kind of confusing to me. There was a great scene with a Minot that straps onto one of their R2 droids and starts sucking it dry. I thought, oh, that's cool. And then, of course, Smiley has to shoot off the Minot, and he runs out. He's got like a glow stick or whatever, and that's what the Minot wants next. He's hungry for power. And, but I was like, oh, I've never seen a battle with a Minot before. So that was kind of neat, and it looked kind of cool. But other than that, I don't really understand the purpose of these, and they aren't very good. So you can get these, you can read these for free on StarWarsTimeline.net and knock yourself out. To me, they're just not really that worth it. Now, one comic book that was worth it, Boba Fett 1/2. Holy cow. It's just a little short story where Boba Fett investigates a derelict ship. Everyone's dead. There's like green ooze everywhere, and they have holes in their skin and stuff. And so he doesn't really know what happened, but when the person who Boba Fett's with tries to double cross him, Boba Fett shoots him, and he lands on one of the dead bodies, and the dead body shoots out these like spores of these, like, I don't know, locusts that can eat through your skin, and they can eat through Boba Fett's armor. When he sees that, and they attack and kill the other alien. But for Boba Fett, they're eating to his armor. He's like, oh no, I got to do something quick. So he basically turns the blowtorch on himself and sets himself on fire to get rid of them. And then when that doesn't work completely, he has the Slave One bust up the airlock. So he shoots a bunch of them out into space, and he escapes in an escape pod. Basically, as he's jumping in, he fires at the button, and as the escape pod door closes, he gets shot out of the spaceship and then onto the Slave One, where more of those locusts have survived, and now they're on the Slave One. He's like, oh no, what do we do? But one of his prisoners, which is some kind of weird-looking alien, eats those things. He's like, yummy. And so, they're no threat to the Slave One because that alien prisoner ate them all. It's a fun little story. I really like it a lot. The alien who Boba Fett's with is doing a lot of the talking, and Boba Fett's not. So I think this is back in the old days when Dark Horse took real good care of Boba Fett. I mean, I think for the most part they took good care of Boba Fett, like not damaging or ruining his character too much. And Boba Fett 1/2 is really fun. I'm sure this is in a trade paperback somewhere and shouldn't be too hard to track down. It's not necessary for you to get it, but it was a very enjoyable comic book. So there you go. All right, folks, that's it for now. See you next time.